Good morning, viewers. Today's video is going to focus on setting up the Uconnect Infotainment system. I'm going to be doing this in a 2016 Jeep Grand Cherokee. But yeah, this will be a quick little overview of how to set up some little personalization features and how to hook up a phone. Very simple things, but things that some people might find a little confusing when they first buy a new car. Let's go ahead and get to it. So let's start with the first thing. Let's set up a phone. So first, let's go ahead and click on the little phone icon right there on the screen. We're going to click it. And it says, no phone is connected. Would you like to pair? Yes, I would. Let's click yes. So let's go ahead and launch our iPhone, or I've got an iPhone, but whatever. Let's go ahead and open it up. We're going to go to the Settings app, and then we're going to click on Bluetooth. And then we're going to see down there underneath Other Devices, Uconnect. Let's go ahead and click it. And then on both screens, on the Uconnect screen on my phone, it has the same code there. So we're going to go ahead and say pair. And then over here on the Uconnect, we're going to go ahead and click yes. And it's going to pair right now. And it's pairing. Perfect. And then it wants to know if you want this to be the favorite device or whatever. I guess you have multiple phones paired to the car. Let's say, I'm the dominant driver, so I would say yes, mine's the favorite. But I'm not, it's not my car, so I'm going to click no. So in this car, these are the phone controls here, and so on the screen right now, it's got some instructions on how to use Siri, and pretty much what's going to be telling you is that if you do one quick click of the green button, that's how you're going to use all the Uconnect built-in voice commands. But if you want to use Siri and control things on your phone, you'll give it one long hold until you hear the little Siri sound on your phone. The do-do-do, or whatever. That's not how it sounds, but you do that. So let's go ahead and try it now. So let's see. Let's go ahead and just close out of this. And then so if we just press real quick, now these are all the controls on how to make phone-related controls in the car. So now that we have our phone set up, let's go through some of the other controls. And to do that, I went ahead and started up the car so it would allow us to access all the different things. But real easy. Down here, first of all, if you're new to the Uconnect system, these are all like your quick access buttons for your radio, media like on your phone, controlling your heated seats and steering wheel, etc. Climate control, which you can also control with these buttons down here. These get a little bit more options in this app though. Navigation, where we were before on the phone. So radio, it's very simple. You've got your different AM, FM, Sirius, XM, all that stuff. You can tune by typing in numbers, or you can scroll around. It's very simple. Media, click that. This is all of the songs available on our phone. You can choose, or actually, sorry, so this is all media. So what's on your phone via the USB, or if you're using an aux cable, which all of these controls, or all these connections are down here below. So you have aux, USB, SD, and you have a full outlet down there, by the way. But yeah, if you're connected through any of those means, you can click those buttons, but nothing's connected right now. Bluetooth from your phone, and then the SD card like I already mentioned. So these are all really simple, easy to use, and it gives you a lot of options for playing different media. Click on the controls button down here. This is how you turn on and off your auto dimming mirror. You have some more settings down there. You can control your heated and ventilated seats, passenger and driver's side, and your heated steering wheel, which is very nice in this car. We'll skip apps for a minute. Climate control. Climate's off right now, but it allows you to do like a quick access back to the heated and cooled seats. But let's go ahead and click back on that. Let's turn on, I'll press auto down here. So all of these controls are pretty much exactly the same as what you've got the physical buttons down here. However, I think the only thing that's different is the sync button. You have no sync button down here, and that just makes so that the driver and the rest of the passengers' temperatures are all the same. So that's pretty much the only thing that you're going to get. Oh, and max AC, I think. Yeah. Those are the only buttons that you're going to get differently, within the Uconnect system versus just using a physical button. Nav, once again, is really nice. You can put in an address. You can just look at the map, just to kind of look at where you are. We're going to go back by pressing menu. I think within the navigation app, that's where you can set up a speed limit. So you can give your, here, let's click on it. Click on speed limit. And then you can actually get warnings with this car because it uses the GPS to know what the speed limits are in the area that you're driving. So if you only, if you want a warning, if you start going over the speed limit by like 5 miles per hour or 10, like it's set up in this car, that's actually a really cool feature. And then it'll pop up a little thing in here, I think, and it tells you, you're speeding, slow down, whatever. So that maybe help you save some tickets. Yeah, this is all, once again, pretty straightforward. We've already visited the phone. So we're gonna go to the apps button down there on the bottom center. And this is like everything else that you could want. So it's got individual little app buttons that you could drag down here for like quick access if you want to have, this very quick one button touch control for your heated seats or cooled seats, a feature that you use like every single day, something you want super quick so you don't even have to go into a menu and turn this on or something like that. You just want to do one button. You can drag these down and make that happen. So, that's pretty cool that you're able to customize that. Let's go through and see. One thing I wanted to look at was settings. So, once again, let's just finish this up real quick. So you have all these different apps. You can do Pandora. I think that's like a radio app. Aha, iHeart. And then everything else is pretty much vehicle, Yelp. Everything else is pretty much like vehicle control setting things. So you can play around with that. But I wanted to go to settings. This is how you really personalize the car. This, and also using these arrow controls to personalize that. We'll get to that in a minute. But in here, most of this is like really, once again, there's so many things, and a lot of them are very basic nowadays on cars. So, this is something that you can just play around with. But I did want to go through and look at the suspension. So this is a Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland 2016, and so this one has the different suspension height levels as well as the Quadra-Track automatic four-wheel drive system. And what's really cool is just by pressing this button, it's like right now we're in the lowest suspension height. We're in park mode, so it says right up here, let's go. Entry, exit, and then you see there's 3 more tick marks above that. So you can just click here and you can just make the height of your suspension go up, and that's really cool. So if we go into here, this is how you actually set up. So when you park, it can just go into like the regular normal ride height. But, if you're shorter or like, my grandmother lives with us, it's my mom's car. So, when we go out to restaurants or something, to make it easier on her to get in and out, we have it set up on auto entry exit suspension. And what that means is that once you put it into park, as long as you're not in one of the elevated modes, if you're in one of the elevated modes, then it will stay in that mode unless you manually put it down. Or if you go over a certain speed, I believe it's like 35 miles an hour or 25, it'll take you back down to the lower suspension height for better handling. But if you have this set up, then when you put it into park, it'll automatically lower it into its lowest setting for easy for easy entry and exit. And then, so let's get out of this. That's the suspension. And then let's go down. See if there's anything else. Let's go into safety and driving assistance. Okay, so now here's more things. So you can change your steering response. So if you want, a sportier driving experience, you can make it so that way when you steer, it's a lot more sensitive versus comfort or normal. Park sense, that's where I'm going to go ahead and put it in reverse. When you put it into reverse, you already have the little markers here on the screen, but it can also beep at you. And so this is the option that it's asking you, is that, do you want it to make a sound, Or do you want it to make a sound and it'll also, if you're about to back up into something, it'll pop up on your driver screen over here. It'll have like a red outline and it'll be warning you, you're about to hit something. So you have those options where you can make it not do anything. You can make your mirrors tilt downwards so that you can see the curb better when you put it into reverse. It's just to help you maneuver the vehicle. A lot of people like it, a lot of people don't. I have this option in my Suburban and I really don't find it helpful, so I don't use that. Down here you can disable and enable your paddle shifters here on the steering wheel, and a lot of people might wonder, why would you not, why would you want to disable that? This was my car when I first bought it. I like to use them, so I had that enabled. My mom, however, has had a few instances where she's accidentally touched them and then put it into manual mode, and she kind of had a hard time figuring out that all you had to do was pull and hold the positive paddle shifter for like a couple seconds and it would pop you back into manual mode, or excuse me, it would pop you back into automatic mode. But yeah, so if this is going to be driven by someone who's kind of gets confused by stuff like that, you can just go ahead and disable it like my mother did. So that was an easy solution for her. Let's see. Ooh, yeah, this car has auto sensing wipers for the rain, and they work pretty good. Yeah, they're good at knowing how much the wiper should be moving most of the time. Every now and then, you kind of have to just hit the switch over here for the wipers yourself. But for the most part, it does a really good job at putting them at the right rate based on how much it's raining. So that works really nice. I think the last thing we'll talk about is the Hill Start Assist, and that's really nice because I didn't even realize this car had that until after I bought it. But if you live either in a city like San Francisco where it's really hilly, or my driveway which is really hilly, this allows you to start up a hill, and then if you release off the brake but you're still in drive, it'll actually just hold the car. You don't even have to press anything. The car will just stay. It won't roll back until you give it a little gas, and then you can move up on your way. But that is a really neat feature, especially if you live somewhere where it's really hilly. That's good to have. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that I think that someone would need to know as far as this goes. So let's go ahead and move on to the driver screen over here. Okay, so over here on the driver screen, you can really customize this just as much as you can the center screen. And all of this is controlled by these controls right here. So we'll kind of go through real quick. So right now you can see over here, so this is like the menu, and then this is what it's displaying for you. So right now it's got a little fuel symbol, so we're looking at our fuel economy. And you can use these arrow keys to go up and down on that menu. And then once you're in something, you notice these little arrows back and forth, and that allows you to go ahead and scroll through more options. These are all like the fuel and economy focused info things. So we can click through and we can see, so that is our fuel economy and our range, where this one, it's the same thing, but it'll also give you your current MPG. So it just depends on how much info you want displayed at once. And those are your two options. Terrain is really cool. This one is all of the terrain-focused aspects of your vehicle and the different selections you've made. So we can go through and it tells you what off-road height you are for your suspension. This one is your drivetrain. So up here are the front wheels, and it'll actually show you how much you're steering. So let me kind of get this camera where you could see a little better. So as I turn my wheel, you can see at the angle, that's me, I'm turning the wheel right now. Sorry, this is kind of a bad glare, but you can see how that moves. So this is telling you, how your wheel is angled at any given moment. And that could be really nice, if you're off-roading, you start to kind of forget, where is my, my 0 point, where am I straight? So let's go ahead and click on. This one is wheel articulation. So this is really cool, actually. It allows you to see how much your wheels, this doesn't have solid axles, but it'll show you, you know, if you're kind of like going up, let's say your car was going up like a hillside, and then there was like a little drop off, so this back wheel was like not touching ground, you would see that wheel go down, and the thing kind of like lights up a little bit. So that's really cool because this lets you know how your wheels are articulated. If you don't go off-road, you're probably never going to use this or care about that, but it's a neat feature to have. Yeah, then we're going to go up to, so this one, sorry about this glare, but this is like a little symbol of the front of the vehicle. So this is just like car information. So really basic, it tells you your diesel exhaust fluid if your vehicle is a diesel. Tire pressures, very basic. Transmission temp, oil life, battery voltage, and that's it. And then over here, this is where, let's see, does it just shows? Yeah, so this is how you can change your speedometer setup. So some people like to have a digital readout, and then some people like to have, you know, something that looks more like a traditional gauge. That's really just user preference. Yeah. So, you know, you can set that yourself, you know, however you like it. Then this one's got a whole bunch of gauges. So let's go ahead and click OK. Oh, that's right. So now this is how, so notice up in this screen, there is something up here and something up in that corner. This is customizable. It's like right now we've got the exterior temp up in the upper left, and then we have a clock up in the upper right. This just lets you go ahead and decide what you want in those corners. You can also go up here, and this will tell you, so this allows you to select how you want your gears up here. You can either have it just show the gear that you're in, or I just prefer to have, you know, all of the gears listed, and then it lights up which one that you are in. But I just like, you know, seeing all of them up there. Once again, it doesn't really matter how you set that up. It's just whatever you prefer. And I like to have options, so that's nice. Thank you, Fiat Chrysler. But yeah, that's pretty much, that's it for that. And then I believe if you have an Android phone, I don't think iPhone supports this, but you can actually look at text messages, I think, or something like that. I'm not exactly too sure on this aspect. But yeah, you can see those up in the screen. And by the way, these are, I feel like this is an 8-inch screen, and so is the center screen. So this car has two 8-inch screens, which is really nice. I'm glad that, you know, a lot of the car manufacturers are going more in this nicer technology in the cars. It's nice to have. Here you can look at what radio station you're in, and I think you can even scroll, or let's see. Oh, maybe not. Nope, guess not. So you can't scroll, so you can just look at what radio station you're on. I know in my Corvette, you can actually change the station, you know, through this screen. So I guess that's something Chrysler didn't want you to be able to do. So that's okay. You can at least look at what you're listening to. And then this is just your basic trip information and engine hour and stuff like that. Really just regular. And then we're back to fuel economy. So yeah, this is how to set up your Uconnect infotainment system, and, you know, all the driver settings in a 2016 Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland. I hope that was helpful, and go ahead and leave any comments below. Like I said, this isn't my car anymore, but I have access to it, and, you know, I can help with anything. I owned it for like 6 months, so I got to know it pretty well. So yeah, if you have any more questions, feel free to leave a comment below, and I can answer it as best as possible. I hope you guys all have a great day, and thank you for watching. See you next time.